3 Point Play Podcast. It's your main man, Nick, getting buckets off the pick, pulling cheerleaders off the bench with my main man, Ryan Rastavat, getting buckets with the strap. Joe G's is not here today, so we are going to handle our scandals without him. He had a family emergency. We wish the best for him and his family. Today is November 10th, 2020. Ryan, what's going on, man?
Well, just stuff here and there, but in honor of Will not being here.
Hey yo, this big Will, 3 Point Play Podcast, come check it out. Joe G's, that's what I do. Yeah, man, me, I'm the black guy, I be late sometimes. But it's all love. What you mean?
And on that note, tell us a little bit what's going on with your life. How's work? How's my man is $2,000 in the hole. He had to buy a water heater. Send some prayers up for my man.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. It is a election week. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have won. NBA players have announced that they are willing to go back to the White House. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, whatever, man. If you want to go back to the White House, go back to the White House. If you don't want to go to the White House, don't go to the White House. I'm just saying, I'm going to go regardless. Why would I not want to go to the White House? That'd be dope.
I feel it. I absolutely feel it. It's just a testament to what's going on in the world that they didn't feel welcome going into the White House.
But what if they could have made a positive reaction? Or what if they could have come to and been like, hey,
we met Donald Trump. He's actually a very nice man.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what if they came to the White House and they met Donald and they were and then they were like, yo, he's pretty dope. And then they had a conversation.
Hey yo, LeBron, I'm Kyle Kuzma. Guess what I did? I let rotten eggs all throughout the White House.
Hella pranks.
But no, seriously, what if they went and they could have had a legit conversation with them and they would have found out that they have things in common? That would have blown everybody's mind.
You like food? I like food.
Do you like McDonald's? We've got McDonald's.
And LeBron would be like,
Yeah. I'm LeBron.
Okay. I feel it. So also this week, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are coming out. What team are you, sir?
I'm Team Xbox all the way.
It's the Bloods versus the Crips. It's PS5 on my end. You already know what it is.
We've seen how PS5 people open doors.
With the
I'm not doing this. Let's talk the Lakers and the Portland series.
You ever seen that meme? You ever seen that one meme?
Yes.
Right? When the PS5 people open the door and they suck it on the doorknob.
Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Is that
I'm
you guys?
I'm
Hey,
not.
PS5 people, is that you?
We're
You
not
just
doing
be opening
that
doors
this
like,
early. No, we're not doing that this early in the podcast.
Shout out to the homie Rohan because he's Team Xbox.
Lakers and Portland. Talk to me. Why were the Lakers successful against Portland? The hype was real. My man Damian Lillard.
I never believed in the hype, and it was never Dame time for me.
It was, versus pro wrestling.
You hear them slamming each other back there? Slapping guts back there?
So Lakers Portland series. Portland's time in the bubble. Damian Lillard went off, put up some crazy buckets. He had a 61-point game before the playoffs. Since you never believed the hype, tell me a little bit about why the Lakers got the job done. Carmelo Anthony, we saw some of the best defense from him with LeBron. He was actually motivated.
Everybody always says Melo isn't motivated and Melo doesn't play D, which, yeah, he didn't a lot, but he's always been capable. And when they saw him when they saw him make a little bit of a difference, everyone got shocked. And I don't understand why everyone got so shocked. That's crazy. I can't believe that people didn't believe that Melo was able to do these things. And
so one thing I've noticed, a constant trend that I've noticed between the Trailblazers is that the games that Damian Lillard's hot, CJ McCollum is cold, and for them to succeed, why can they never be hot at the same time? That's what I want to know. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. That's an anomaly that no one's ever gonna understand because it's always. But there's a couple other tandems that are like that too. So don't ask me to tell you what they are because I can't think of it right now. But
So Hassan Whiteside
Hassan Shitside.
was he was a bucket out there. He averaged 13 rebounds and 30 points in the first game of the series. What are your
Oh my God. Ballin'.
Trevor Ariza?
$23 million a year. Just ballin'.
Trevor Ariza, there was a point in time they called him Baby Kobe. And these days, it is such a struggle to get this man to score in double digits.
Trevor Ariza's time has passed him. His play style is that of 10 years ago. It's not his fault because I think he's a great player, but you can't keep that play style that you had in today's league. His play style is designed for very coach-orientated, play-driven isolation basketball. And that's not how the NBA is nowadays. Now the NBA is just 7 seconds or less.
So Nurkic actually made it back into the roster by playoff time, and he actually was putting up some buckets.
Didn't he actually start over Shitside some of those games?
He
too?
did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Hassan Shitside, everyone.
But another question I have is, on paper, Hassan Whiteside is a decent center, along with
Whose paper? On his paper? On his agent's paper?
along with
Because he's got a hell of an
Nurkic.
agent. He's got a hell of an agent. Playing one solid year, and Miami was just like, take the money. Here's the other money.
So the Lakers have JaVale McGee
Yeah.
and they have Dwight Howard
Yeah.
against Hassan Whiteside and Nurkic. You're just saying that, yeah, both of them are weak.
Nurkic is coming back from a pretty serious injury.
Okay.
So I'm giving him a little bit of a handicap there. But Hassan Whiteside does not have an excuse. He's never had an excuse, aside from the fact when he was hurt. But he doesn't get a pass from me. They were out-centered by two guys that can jump really, really high. And that's sad. That's fact.
Do you think, what was it, Game 5 or Game 6, when Dame injured his hand, that he couldn't play the rest of the playoffs? Or do you think that he was really injured and that the coaching staff decided to sit him out? Or do you think that at that point he had just mentally given up?
I don't think he ever gave up. That's the one thing, Daniel, that you can see in him, that I don't think he gives up. And I think it was a coaching decision, but I'm playing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing. And it wasn't even the ball hand. It wasn't even his ball dominant hand. So, what was the point?
Yeah.
What was the point? It was stupid. Stupid.
Okay. Moving forward, let's talk about OKC and the Rockets. Oklahoma definitely surprised the world out there because I know, me personally, I did not think that Chris Paul and Gallinari were going to get the job done, but they made a believer out of me. What took the Rockets so long to finish what the world thought was going to be such an easy series?
Because the Rockets realized that OKC were literally them. It was like that Spider-Man meme.
You play fast-paced basketball in a short
We
staff?
did.
So do we. So do we. One thing I've definitely learned in that series is that Chris Paul is the man, even though he can't get past the second round. But he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Okay,
And
when you say he can't get past the second round, look at the teams he's been on.
I don't know. When they played with the Clippers, when they Lob City, I don't know what was wrong with that team on paper. Like, what was
It was
wrong
a
with
bunch
them?
of hoopers together once again. It was a
DeAndre
bunch of
Jordan,
hoopers.
Blake Griffin, Jamal Crawford,
It was just a bunch of hoopers.
Pat Bev. On
Two
paper,
guys
that
that could jump
team
really high
was crazy.
Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, two guys that can jump really, really high. But they're weird because they're so big, yet they're not playing an established position, which is crazy. I mean, yes, their positions are established, but they're not a true center and not a true point guard. I'm not a true power forward.
Shai Gilgeous Alexander, excuse me, that's a mouthful. Try saying that 3 times fast. Giggity. I like the kid, and he showed out.
Yeah,
he was Robin to Chris Paul's Batman.
Absolutely was.
Aquaman was doing Aquaman stuff, but I really don't have a lot to say about this series. I mean, I thought the Rockets were going to finish them in 5 max, and the series went to 7. What do you have to say about the Rockets and Russell Westbrook? And then on top of that, Russell Westbrook played for OKC, so he should know the playbook. And
It was 2 pretty good teams going at it. And that's what happens if you don't use Blue Chew.
you go limp.
If you're not watching the video, just listening to the audio. The mic stand just like. Anyway.
Dennis Schroeder has forever been Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder. He's German.
He's German.
He's the German, yeah. He's forever been a great backup point guard, and he's getting some looks this year.
Put my man back in the starting spot on a team that doesn't matter. Let my man show out.
A team like what?
Put him back on the Hawks. No,
Backup?
Never mind.
Backup to
Never
Trae
mind,
Young?
I forgot they got Trey. Put him on the. I'm not gonna curse the man and send it to the Knicks because that's not fair. Put him on the Magic. Put him on the Magic. Don't suck, by the way. Put him on the Magic. Put him on the Kings. Let him go crazy. You know what? Take him to Phoenix. That's a great fit.
You know, if Devin Booker gets traded to the Timberwolves, they're
Not
going to
gonna.
need somebody. Yeah.
Well, Dennis Schroeder is not a somebody they're gonna need. He's a helpful person, but he's not a somebody. If they talking about getting a somebody, which Phoenix hasn't had a somebody since Steve Nash left.
What about your man, the Dragon?
He's there, but he's not there. I love the guy, but he's not a superstar.
Okay.
Can he make an all-star team? Sure. Is he a superstar? No.
Okay. Well, what else is on your reign, my man?
I mean, we got a lot of things we can cover. So since Will isn't here, we planned on, having him talk about why he plays. Why do you play?
Why do I play the game?
Why do you play the game, Nick?
Well, I'm a late bloomer. Me and Tim Duncan, we got that in common. I didn't start playing the game until my sophomore year. I played 3A basketball in this little town called Mesquite. Shout out to BJ Frainer and Skylar Laird and Kevin Chilson, RIP to the homie. Those were some of the people that got me into playing the game. But why do I play? Because basketball, bar none, is the best sport on the planet. Uh, Shout out to my PE teacher that was like, "Yo, you want to play basketball?" And I was like, "Yeah, not really." And he was like, "If you play, you don't gotta do PE." You know, at the time I was very artistic, and artistic, not autistic. For anybody trying to play me.
Did you hang out with the emo kids on the side of the fence in black jeans and black shirts and just be like, yeah, just gonna sit here and walk around the basketball court?
You know, it's funny that you talk about walking around the basketball court because I've never ran the mile run once in my life.
I hate you so much because the PE teacher knew I was fat, so he was like, hey, fat ass, get out there and run that shit. Make sure you run it as fast as everybody else too.
That's funny. And when I first discovered basketball, like it was around the time when like early 2000s when wearing jerseys was like cool as shit. So I had like the LeBron jersey, the Kobe jersey, the Timberwolves jersey, the Kevin Garnett, not knowing who these people were.
You were
So-
one of those?
So people would walk up to me like, "Yo, who's better, Dirk Nowitzki or KG?" And I'd be like, "What do you think?" And then like whatever the popular opinion was at the time, I went off that. But when I first started playing basketball, the first person that like appealed to me was like Ben Wallace, the crazy 1970s Black Panther fro with the Black Power fist pick. I thought he was dope, but like blocking was everything to me. Like I didn't care about scoring. It was all defense. So like people like Dikembe Mutombo, you know, with the no stuck out to me. You know what I mean? And wearing headbands for no reason
Well, that was a 2000.
appealed to me.
That was a 2005 trend that I will never.
I never had the armband. I never had like the headband, or when goofy ass people would wear two headbands, like one headband here, then one headband to the
Little
side.
sideways?
Yeah, or the armbands. I never got into that. I did get into the two wristbands that I did absolutely nothing, but I did it. I wore them because everybody else wore them, and you know, it was that was the appeal. I love the crossover, like in football, and I mean, like when you juke people, it's similar to the crossover, but it'll never be an NBA crossover when you make somebody fall. And like basketball is almost like poetry to me. Like in ballet, they always saying that like you're constantly seeking perfection, even though it's never gonna happen. But like that's what basketball is to me. It's just like you said last week, it always put me in favorable positions in my life where I met a lot of great people, a lot of great friends, and anytime anything in my life was going disarray, excuse me, it was always there for me. And even now, during the pandemic, all I can think about is training, you know, like training to be a better version of myself. It's not like I'm gonna play in the G League or the NBA or anything like that. I just want to be sicker than your average person. I want to be better than Ryan, better than Joe G's, better than Tay, even though I'm already better than Tay. But
It's okay, he don't listen anyway. No support.
and
He got
I'm
an
better
excuse,
than
though.
you.
He's got an excuse why he don't.
I'm better than you. You have no left hand, but guess what? I'm working on my left hand, and people didn't know I didn't have a left hand. But anyway, yeah. So that's all the things that basketball's done for me. It's and then when I actually started learning about the game, it was LeBron James, which I hate to admit because
LeBron James.
I was a massive LeBron James fan when I actually knew what I was watching. There was a point after high school where it was like, yo, the black guy put it in the hole.
Did he not?
Did he? Yeah, so and you know, the more I learned about the game and started studying it, and then people like Steve Nash became my favorite. And then I took little bits and pieces from a lot of the people that I watched, like Carmelo Anthony. Like a lot of people that know me know that I shoot off the glass, and they think that I shoot off the glass because I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, and Tim Duncan shot the glass. But if you watch a lot of vintage Carmelo Anthony, when he played for the Nuggets, he had a spot up move where he would lean on his defender, spin in front of their face, and bank it off the glass off the and had a Joe Biden moment. Oh, shit. And
Did you start drooling too?
yeah, the whole nine. And so lean on the defender, spin, and he would shoot the bank shot in their face. So that's why I developed the bank shot, because of Carmelo Anthony. But yeah, that's why I play the game. But what it's life. Basketball is life to me, and I think it's dope.
So one of the things you
That's why I'm
mentioned.
a podcast. I'm the leader.
So one of the things you mentioned was that you liked the facet of the game, defense and blocking in particular.
Absolutely.
So there's one name that I couldn't help but notice you didn't bring up. It's Alonzo fucking Mourning. Why didn't you bring it up?
Okay, so speaking of Alonzo Mourning was a phenomenal defender. And one thing that I want to point out, since we're on the topic of defense, is when you're blocking people, everyone will praise you. When you're getting dunked on or getting the ball ripped, people lose track of all your defense for some reason.
Like
They live
Aaron
in that-
Baines?
Like Aaron Baines.
Who will step in front of a bull if he has to.
Hey, one thing I will say about Aaron Baines is he is fearless. He will murder you before he lets you dunk on him. John Morant, I hope, hey, that was one of the dunks of the year, by the way. But I thought John Morant's life was over
I thought it
when
was too.
Aaron Baines jumped with him.
I thought it was too.
And kids are just built differently these days, because he took a hard ass fall and bounced back. If I would have fell from that height, I would have shattered like Humpty Dumpty. Facts, word to mother. But back to defense. The thing about defense is that when you're doing all the right things on defense, hey, everyone's on your side. But as soon as you get dunked on, everything you've ever did in your career means nothing. Case in point, when J.R. Smith dunked on, what was it? It wasn't Tony Parker. It was
J.R. Smith's dunked on a lot of people,
yeah.
but for just as many people that he's dunked on, he's probably poured Henny on that many more.
Anything is possible.
That's it right there. That's it. Give me a pen.
My man is.
Give me a pen. Give me a pen. Find that now.
So yeah, defense has always been an amazing facet, the most appealing part of the game to me. Shout out to Paul George, who's probably the second best off-ball thief.
Oh man. Probably not. But who cares? We'll find out.
Next question.
Okay, so you say that people will get remembered for dunking on someone, but not getting dunked on, correct?
People remember you when you're okay. Who's the best blocker in the league right now?
Rudy Gobert,
Okay, COVID-19. When COVID-19,
Dr. COVID, baby,
when COVID-19 is sending shit,
patient zero.
hey. When he is sending people shit, hey, he's all team defense. But the moment he gets dunked on, all that goes away. That game, and that's one thing that shows who's mentally tough and who isn't tough. Because I've seen people whole game collapse when they get dunked on, when they get the ball ripped.
Mhm.
Case in point, my cousin Elliot.
Oh, why you gotta do that to Elliot?
As soon as hey, my cousin Elliot got the strap. He actually has a decent game when he's actually listening and being coachable. But as soon as he gets blocked, mentally breaks down. As soon as the ball gets ripped, mentally breaks down.
Okay, that's fair. He beats himself up a lot. I noticed that. So, is that something that you can work on as a player? Do you think, or is that?
There's a lot of players that work on that actually have is it the hypnotists where they have like actual hypnotists tell them like you're the greatest.
Yeah. Okay, so so how do you work? How does one work on
Mental fortitude?
Well, in particular in this instance where you get blocked, you get, your shit sent to the second row. Like, what do you do? Just
Mariah Carey voice, you gotta shake it off.
Jesus.
Just like she can't sing right now, I can't sing either. And you know what I just did? I shaked it. Shake, 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 shake it off.
No, okay, but for real though, like, so do you just like run up and down the court and do layups and have somebody bigger behind you just slapping the shit out of the ball?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna
do
tell you this. Prior to the podcast, we were having a conversation about what was it?
We had a conversation on a lot of things before this. So
No. We were talking about kids getting.
Getting what's it called? The participation awards.
We were talking about kids
Get that shit
getting.
the fuck out of here.
We were talking about kids getting participation awards, and one of the things I said personally is I'm like, hey, in the beginning, up until age like 6 or 7, you let kids get the participation award because you have to instill confidence. You have to instill that confidence. Mental fortitude. That's where a lot of that comes from. Is mental fortitude. Is it's confidence. So the best way to get past that is you have to have somebody constantly talking shit to you, and you have to find whatever your piece is where you can ignore it, and you have to shake that shit off. Like, you really do. Like, one of my good friends, shout out to Ivory Deuce, when I moved back to Las Vegas, I was playing in a smaller division. I was playing 3A basketball, and I came here to Las Vegas playing 4A. And anybody that knows the difference between 3A and 4A, 3A is 500 kids, 4A is like 3,000 to 4,000 kids per county. So when I was playing 3A, all those kids are PC. They're super nice. Like, hey, I blocked you, but good job. But as soon as I get to, I blocked you, but good job. But as soon as I got to 4A and I started playing, like with the real street ballers, and they're like, yeah, get that fucking shit out of here. I used to beat myself up. And then one thing that my boy Irie constantly used to do is he would talk shit to me on the court, and I had to find a way to ignore it.
So, how was your first time hearing somebody talk shit to you in a basketball game? Because
you gotta decipher the difference, because
at that point you were new.
Yeah,
like, you were new to the game.
Oh no, I was with the shits. I was like, who the fuck are you talking shit to? Like, I don't even fucking know you. And then after the game's over, they're like, yo, I'm just trying to talk you out your game. And then that's where that whole phrase comes from: talk you out your game. People will talk shit to you on the court, send your shit, steal your shit, all to get you out your game. And when you get that mental fortitude, you learn to shake that shit off.
Okay. So, what do you feel about when a player takes it too far, and what is too far, personally to you?
Anything within the realm of you and I is fine. When you start talking about people's families, people's children, you've gone too far.
Okay. What if the player
ethnicity?
What if the player continues this talk?
Creed?
Assassin's Creed?
Absolutely.
Assassin's Creed.
He beat me by 2 seconds.
No, but at what point?
Religion.
At what point is it like when a player goes like after the game and it still continues? Like it's happened to me thousands of times, especially at 24 Hour Fitness.
shout out to all the 24-hour fitness hoopers that think they're hoopers.
Yeah, that too.
Um,
But like, or when the dude goes out and grabs his gun and comes back, like, what's up with that? Like, at what point is it too much?
His mental fortitude is weak.
Because that's happened to me too many times.
It's people know when they go too far and they do it deliberately. Then they're trying to be bullies.
Yeah, for sure. It's easy to be a bully when you got a gun.
Absolutely.
I was just wondering what you thought about that, especially since at that time you were still pretty fresh into the game itself.
Yeah, like I said, and that was the best thing that Ivory could have did for me. And there's other people that I can name that were similar. Tracy Benson was one of them. And they knew what they were doing. They were talking you out your game, but people with weak mental fortitude fall into those traps
Like our
where
mic stands?
yeah, where they fall into those traps where you let people talk you out of your game. But yeah, it's pretty much that.
So when you first got into it, this is probably the last question I'm gonna ask so we can move on. But when we first got into it, or when you first got into the sport, and you know,
My mother, shout out to Lisa Wimbush. Don't stalk my mother. That is her real name. She's a sweet lady. When I first started playing basketball, my mother told me all the lies. I was like, Ryan already knows where I'm going with this. When I first started playing basketball, I was like, yeah, I jump high. And I could dunk. Me and Kevin Chilson and that was around the time when I was playing basketball from like 7 a.m. to like 9 o'clock at night when the rec would close. So I could dunk the ball, I jumped high, defense was everything to me. I'm like, yeah, I play defense. My mother, God bless her heart, was like, yeah, you can do anything. And I'm like, Mom, I want to play in the NBA. And she's like, Nick, if you want to play in the NBA, you totally can play in the NBA. She knew damn well I couldn't play in the NBA. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Tell me a lie.
okay, so I'm gonna branch off of that because I want to bring up one thing that we touched on just a few minutes ago. Participation awards.
Right. Continue.
Did you get one? Did you get one at that age? Because it seems like it.
So,
That's
when
not-
we,
that's not a dig,
no,
that's
no,
not a
no,
dig.
no, 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 it's all good, it's all good. It's all
Because
good.
when I told
So
my
we
mom
were
I wanted
talking-
to be in the NBA, she's like, first of all, you're white.
So-
Second of all, you ain't tall enough. Third of all, you're fat.
First off, there's some speculation in who started basketball. We're not going to dig into that. But white people will forever
Is it
have
white or is it black?
will forever have purpose in the league because they have. Up until Steph Curry, we thought you guys had the best three-point shot. Actually, you know what? Efficiency, Jason Capono was up there.
Yes, he was.
Hey,
and-
efficiency, you guys are there.
And a guy not being able to put up more than 4 shots, really,
Absolutely.
like, pretty efficient.
Yeah. But back to your question.
Not to mention Kyle Korver.
I didn't start playing basketball until my sophomore year. Back to the participation awards. I told you I was doing karate up until I was like 12.
Karate.
And
It's a small difference. He doesn't get it though.
I got participation awards probably until I was 8. So, but I'm a firm believer that you get whatever you put in. So like, if your kid sucks at basketball,
Take him out of basketball.
until he's 13 and he wants to cry and he thinks that he deserves a trophy at the age of 13, no, you explain to him, no, that kid works harder than you. When you chose to play, I was gonna say Sega because I'm old. When you choose to play PlayStation 5 instead of taking your ass outside, dribbling that ball, shooting those shots, you can't complain. Participation awards are only good to me, to Nick, getting buckets off the bench, getting cheerleaders off the bench.
His intro to his own name is gonna get so much longer. This is only the
Absolutely.
This is only the 4th episode. In like
Absolutely.
2 months from now, he's gonna have like a
In my
3-minute
downtime,
segment just introducing himself.
that's all I think about is add-ons to my name like Game of Thrones. Nicholas Clay, the first of his name. Son of Basil. Mother Teresa. But yeah, you get participation awards until you're about 7. 8 is stretching it. That's like moms that breastfeed their kids until they're 9.
Another Game of Thrones reference.
But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that.
I don't think any of those little bastards should get participation awards. Tell
You
them that
gotta,
the kids.
you gotta,
Snowflakes.
hey, you gotta listen. You gotta instill confidence in them, and then you can't just tear
But see,
them down
that's
off the rip.
Yes, you can. That's the thing.
Sweep the leg.
Get
Sweep the leg.
Back of the knee. No, but you can and you can't. Because all these little shitbags out here are walking around like they own the place. I don't want to see your little 2-year-old in Jordans. Nobody cares about your dumbass little kid in Jordans. Like,
The blacks do. I am the Negro,
But
so I
like-
can say that.
but like, I'm not about to have this little kid come up to me and be like, I could hoop you up. I'm like, no, you can't. You're 5 and you're like 3 feet tall. I'm gonna kick you. Like, I don't want. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not, because I'm gonna look at him and be like, no, you ain't shit. Maybe play somebody your size, not me, because I'm like bigger than you. Your mic fell again. But these mics really need some blue chew. If you don't know what blue chew is, look it up.
And on that
I
note,
hope I hope we can make them a sponsor.
and that note, a word from our sponsor, Power Play Sports and Collectibles, located in the Boulevard Mall. Versus Pro Wrestling, also located in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play Sports and Collectibles. If you want to get your mugs, your lanyards, your jerseys, your memorabilia, hey, come check them out. Do you like our podcast and want to wear some of the same drip that we do, even though we don't have it on at this particular moment? Visit our storefrontier.com /3PointPlay podcast.
You can find it on all of our social medias. Just look in the little website thingy right under our names.
Doesn't Power Play have an event coming up?
Power Play has an event coming up, but also there is a giveaway this weekend
People like free stuff.
at Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast.
There you go.
Thoughts Count Anywhere show. If you go to their website at www.thoughtskountanywhere.com, you can sign up to win yourself a Becky Lynch Ultimate Edition action figure.
The man.
The man, Becky Lynch. If you know anybody that likes to talk to wrestle, check out their podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Grazie, prego. Let's talk some trade talk. The Milwaukee Bucks want to trade for Harrison Barnes and Bogdan. The D has to be silent. Bogdan.
Bogdan?
Bogdanovich.
Uh-huh.
Tell me I said that right.
Bogdanovich.
Ryan, say it again because it sounds so sexy.
Bogdan? Bogdanovich.
One more time.
Bogdan?
Bogdan.
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich. I said that wrong, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So speaking of white shooters, he's a variation of white. You guys are
I got no
forever.
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
You guys are forever
You know,
gonna be
listen,
valuable in the
us-
league.
Us Europeans.
What do you think?
We may be a variation of white, but goddamn it, we ain't that white. Okay.
What do you think? The Bucks taking Harrison Barnes and Bogdan could mean for that franchise.
Nothing.
Whoa.
Nothing. It.
Whoa, sir.
Here's 2 more tall guys that can do things. It's literally their team. It's who are they going to get rid of?
That is a good question.
Who would they get rid of? And if they do, it's like they're just taking out 2 Lego. They're taking out 2 red Legos and putting in 2 blue Legos. That's all that is. Unless they do something crazy and they're like, we're gonna get rid of 10 people for you too. Like that's all it is. It's nothing.
Harrison Barnes is
A guy that did well some years ago.
he's a cool forward. He's all right.
He did well.
Let me see what Harrison's averaging these days. I want to say he averages the
He's
young
also
16.
he's also one of the kings that don't matter.
He's also a champion.
Okay. Like I said, he mattered some time ago. Is that you that smells amazing? Because I smell something delicious. And I
What
feel
does it smell like?
Like vanilla.
I'll take it.
You got some in your hair? You got some?
It's the cocoa butters.
It's the cocoa butter, baby. Nick smells delicious, by the way.
Thank you, man.
Did you just get your hair retwisted? Is that what it is?
You know what? I didn't. It's about that time though. It's about that time. It's the twists are looking a
So
little.
he just got the cocoa butter, baby.
It's the cocoa butters, baby.
Oh, he the cocoa
So
butter.
Harrison Barnes is averaging 14.5, 2 assists, 46 field goal. So he's okay. He's not trash. 14 is cool.
He's on the Kings. The Kings as a collective are trash.
They are. I can't.
What does that say for him?
I really
If he goes somewhere, he's getting a bench. He's not getting a starter role.
So-
he's on the bench.
So before we go to the next trade talk, you're saying that means nothing. Nothing.
He don't mean a goddamn thing.
So for whatever reason, Tristan Thompson is getting looks from the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Raptors. Why do the Lakers want Tristan Thompson? Is it a homie thing? Like is LeBron
It
like,
has
yo,
to be a homie thing.
Yeah, it is
That's
LeBron.
exactly what it is.
Is LeBron? You just have to throw it in that trash can. Is LeBron like, yo, that's my homie? Like Tristan Thompson? I want all my homies get a ring.
All my. That's
Who's
exactly what it
Who's he gonna dig up next? Boogie? Booby Gibson.
Whoa.
Daniel Gibson. Is he gonna dig him up too?
Whoa.
What team does?
No,
what team does that?
he's gonna call Mario Chalmers and be like, listen, bitch.
Is it Mario in a Grizzlies uniform?
Mario Chalmers. He's not in the league. Sir. Mario Chalmers is not in the league.
Oh, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Did you not watch Game of Zones when they're like, oh, hello, Rio? And they're talking shit the whole time. He played like 10 games.
Okay. So Tristan Thompson getting looks from the Lakers, the Clippers, and Raptors. What team does that make sense for him to go to if he were to go to one of those teams? Which is also crazy because the Raptors are trying to trade African guy. I can't think of his name.
Ibaka?
Yeah, Serge. Thank you.
Okay, so if they get rid of Serge, yeah, Tristan Thompson can help them.
You would trade Serge to get Tristan?
No, I'm saying if they end up trading Ibaka for whatever reason,
It
Tristan
has to be because
Thompson
he's worth something. I wouldn't trade him because I wouldn't trade him instead of Tristan. We don't like Serge Ibaka?
No, I'm not saying you don't like Serge Ibaka, but I mean, he had like 2 seasons where he was like Ibaka, and then that was it.
He can shoot now.
Yeah, who can't? I'm just saying, who can't? It's 2020, anybody can shoot.
So you're saying if they do get rid of Serge Ibaka, it makes the most sense for him to go to the Raptors?
Yeah, because on the Lakers, it's just the homie party. Hey, come over. Do you want to check this?
J.R. Smith, do you want to play like 6 games and watch from the Mets and get
And
this
then
free
wear a
ring?
hoodie that says, what does the hoodie say? Do you remember that?
I do.
He had, I forgot what the hoodie said something about like, you can't win if you don't play or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you do? You drink Henny on the
Tory
side.
Lanez beef, that was funny.
You drink Henny on the side.
Shout out to LeBron. I wish
But-
I had a friend that just bring me into their job and I don't know the word.
LeBron is like Oprah. He's just like,
You get a ring!
you get a ring, everybody gets a ring.
That's too funny. Okay, the Knicks want to see if they
Wait,
can
hold on.
get.
Hold on now.
Oh,
Do you know? I looked up J.R. Smith's stats. Do you know what he averaged in the bubble?
0.3?
56 claps, 13 shots, and 25 high fives per game.
Yo!
And he knocked
You're
over. And he
wildin'.
only knocked over 2 bottles of Henny per game.
My man is wildin'. That's funny. That is funny. You know what? You get 2 checks for that.
Hooray!
The Knicks want to see if they can get Christian Wood. What do you think about that? I wrote it like that on purpose. You can laugh. You can laugh because that's why I wrote it.
I'm not gonna lie, when I read it, after you read it, I was like,
You thought that was a typo? No, I wrote that on
I
purpose.
was like, that is horrible.
Shout out to these people's mothers
Okay, so
who write.
Hold on. So the Knicks want Christian's Wood.
Yes.
Can they get any more fucked? Like they just want to get fucked constantly. They're just like, we suck. We don't care. Just stick it in. They'll take anybody. They don't care.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
Shout
Knicks
out.
fans.
Listen. Oh, I just gotta deviate just a little bit. Shout out to all the black mothers that are like, yo, I just want my son to be different, like Xavier Henry. Your name is Xavier, sir. Your name is Xavier. It's not Xavier. You're not French. Actually, you know what? Let me not say that because you know
might find out tomorrow.
he might have the Indian hair because that's what's going on in the black community. You got that good hair. You Indian
You got that
apparently.
good hair.
So Christian Wood, your mom knew what she was doing. Setting you up for that. Okay. Portland
She
is
said, no, you know. She
Go
was
ahead.
like,
Go ahead. There's like 3 more jokes in there. But
She was like, listen, if you can't make the NBA, baby, it's okay. Because as soon as you call or write down your info to get a credit line or anything like this, they're gonna be like,
no,
Christian Wood.
She set him up.
He's
She
great.
set him up to get a Bang Bros contract for sure.
Oh.
Shout out to Christian Wood. BangBros.com.
We're going off the rails tonight, baby. I don't care.
Hey, yo, this Joe G. Shout out from Joe G.
Okay. Portland wants to see if they can get Gordon Hayward. What do you think about that trade? Does it help the team?
Gordon Hayward to me is
is
like
a sleeper
that.
agent.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's like that. He's like that white guy that you know he wants to go to Portland for vibes, but he just wants to get high as fuck. Like that's Gordon Hayward to me.
Gordon Hayward. Joe Biden. Shout out to Joe Biden.
Hold on, sniff my hair.
Gordon
wait.
Hayward totally goes to microbreweries.
Yeah.
And tries, yeah, for
And
sure.
then in the off season, he only has a mustache. Like oh my, and then
with
he
Ella
probably,
Grease in it.
yeah, and then he
With the
probably,
mustache grease.
And then he probably wears pants with flip flops. I hate that. Stop doing that shit.
But what do you think? What do you think about Gordon Hayward going to Portland? Is that a good pickup? Does it make a difference?
What happens? What are we doing with Melo? Because
Melo. So Knicks are talking about getting Carmelo.
Stop, Knicks.
And
Knicks, would you leave the rest of the league
Carmelo's-
alone? Just stay in your shithole and don't do anything.
And Carmelo said that he wants to go over there if they can get Chris Paul.
Carmelo, bless his soul. He really wants.
He's
to
from New York. I can't be mad at that.
I can. If their team sucks that bad, yeah, I'd be like, hey, screw you, New York. I'm leaving.
What's a franchise that you think that in your lifetime they will never get a ring?
The Knicks. The New York Knicks.
Why is that? They have a phenomenal market.
Their owner is an idiot.
Yeah. They have a phenomenal market. I would love to live there. Everything in the world goes on in New York.
Nick wants to live there to pay $19 for a gallon of milk. And then fight the cockroaches on the way back home.
We're talking hypothetically if I had money
Okay.
and women in power.
Well, in that
Life
case.
power. But that's neither here nor there. So Gordon Hayward in Portland, you don't.
No, I mean it depends what happens with Melo. It doesn't
Okay.
make sense if Melo's there.
So let's say hypothetically that they trade Melo.
Oh yeah, he's a great fit there. He's a great fit.
What, in terms of rankings, where would that put Portland? What if they acquired Gordon Hayward next season?
Unfortunately, they're still gonna sit there in that
5-6.
5-6, maybe 4. But I think the Spurs are gonna come out of nowhere and
Damn right they
reclaim
are.
their spot because. Wow. So if you're not actually watching the video and you're just listening, so Nick just took his jersey off and he has a Kawhi Leonard sweatshirt on. Spurs Kawhi Leonard. But
Shout out to Lonnie Walker, Rudy Gay.
there you go. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't see them getting any better because the West is still going to improve, as it always does.
Yeah.
And if Portland was in the East, they'd be fighting for a 1-3 seed easily.
That's crazy. When will the East ever become strong?
When players want to start going back to the East. Players, I swear to God, it seems like players are just like, I gotta go to the West because of the Lakers. Like, shut up. Nobody cares. Like, just play on a team, make a team better. Wouldn't it be cool to go to a team like the Hawks and just make them a real fucking franchise, a dynasty?
Do you think you'll ever see the Hawks get a ring
In my lifetime?
in your life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Before the Knicks?
Before I will put the entire league before the Knicks to win a title.
Will Orlando ever see a ring?
Yes.
Are you just saying that because you're from Florida?
Orlando will get a ring in the next 20 years for sure. For sure.
Stuff.
Dare I say the next 10? I'm not stupid. But no, 20 years for sure. The Knicks? We're going to have actual flying skateboards and flying cars, and the Knicks are still going to be like, you remember that one time when we had Melo and we got to the playoffs? That's what they're going to say.
You know what the Knicks have that most franchises don't have? They have one of the loyalist fan bases ever.
Listen, I will never knock the loyalty of the fan base in New York. Never.
Because Knicks fans will be like, yo, this our year, B. Where's the mother?
At least they're not
Where
as
the
bad.
Timberlands?
At least they're not as bad as
Deadass.
Cowboy fans and Lakers fans. But they be showing up. They can be winter as long as they got them butter Tims on. They can be walking up in there and be like,
Buttercream.
walking up in there and be like, hey yo B, we got this tonight. And then they lose by 40 and they still leave going, we gonna beat your ass though. That is the New York Knicks. I don't know how. It must be something in the water fountains in Madison Square Garden. There's like crack in there because those fans are just like, yeah, New York Knicks game, let's go. We're gonna play the worst team in the league. We're still gonna lose. Like,
Where did they fall in the rankings?
who cares? I think maybe they were like 3rd or 4th in the East, and then like nobody cares.
Okay, back to the West. Steph Curry's gained about 15 pounds.
He's a point guard. It only matters if you're like 6'5" and up.
It always matters. Because when you're one of the little
Okay.
guys, you can take more contact.
Okay, when your jaw
You're
at
like the
160
Patty.
getting thrown around like a little like French fry, yeah, that's
You're
when
like
you
a-
gotta gain some weight.
When you gain 15 pounds as a point guard, you're like a certain mattress. You become able to absorb a little more contact.
Steph Curry though, those ankles are gonna be like, oh shit. Steph is about to be. No, Steph's ankles at
Oh,
15
no.
pounds heavier
Oh no.
are about to be like, oh hell no! Like, Steph.
What do you? Okay, if the the fucking Lakers.
Is that gonna make him slower? Is 15? Because 15 pounds,
15 pounds could make him slower.
like, that's a problem. Because his speed was a thing. The only thing I can see that 15 pounds helping him, if he gained muscle, then instead of shooting from the logo, he's gonna shoot from the other 3-point line. But I mean, that's stupid. What is
Very possible.
like?
Very possible.
I really think that Steph was completely fine with his body size. He was totally fine the way he was at. But if he doesn't get hurt,
Maybe he wants
Great.
the DW build.
I mean,
Utah Jazz.
so he wants to look like a little barrel.
I'm done. Speaking of the Warriors, the Warriors are considering trading their 2nd-round pick to acquire Ben Simmons and Al Horford. How do you feel about that?
Didn't we talk about this last week?
We did, but I just want to hear more about it.
You want to hear me trash Ben Simmons some more? Because I will. Because that's what this is going to end up being.
On a side note,
So
if
you wanna give
Giannis
up-
resigns, he's looking at a supermax between $228 million and $244 million.
Okay, in today's NBA, he's worth that. In reality, is he worth that?
I don't have $228 million.
You don't. But no. What I'm
And
saying.
if I had $228 million, no, he's not. He's not worth that because that's all the $228 million I would have.
That is a horrible. What? Okay, no, but like, at that point, that's Milwaukee going, just take whatever you want to stay, please stay. That's not like, Giannis's game, I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but Giannis's game is still very one-dimensional.
But I agree with you 100%.
Run.
The only
Jump
thing,
dunk.
the one
And a horrible
thing,
three-point shot.
the one thing that he doesn't need a 3-point shot. If he gained a constant 15-foot shot, he'd be unstoppable.
If he gained a hook shot, I don't know if the NBA knows what a hook shot is anymore.
But that goes back to your dominant big man. He's in Giannis.
What?
You think the center position is the weak, correct?
Yes.
I'm saying Giannis is
Unfortunately, one of the strongest centers in the league, if not the
Low-key.
strongest center in the league.
That's all I was saying.
But in my opinion, Marc Gasol is the strongest center in the league.
Smartest center.
And when I say, I'm going to clarify my strongest statement. When I say the strongest, I don't mean physically. Like,
True to the role.
yeah.
I get it.
And then you have unicorns like Joker. So
That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my favorite center in the league. Yeah. He gets 2 of those.
shout out to Joker.
Nikola Jokic.
Shout out. Shout out to my.
Just to make it a little creepy for everybody watching me.
He just did the LL Cool J lip lick for everybody that didn't see that. But yeah,
Let me get your top 5 centers in the league right now.
the top 5. I don't have 5 centers in the league that I give a shit about.
Give me 3.
Joker. Okay, so I can't even use Marc Gasol anymore because he's going back to Spain.
He is not.
What?
He is not. False news.
That's fake news.
It's fake news.
Oh my god, it's fake news, everyone. Really?
So, yes, it is.
I'm learning something today, ladies and gentlemen, right now on this podcast.
Nikola Jokic and Marc Gasol. Drop another one.
Man.
Let's go team by team. Because there's no way everyone sucks.
It's 2020 and the NBA is soft as shit. So I sound like a hater on the NBA.
You
I love
do.
the NBA so much.
You do.
I just expect so much more from the NBA. Adam Silver, help me. I want to see gigantic men just slapping into each other.
Whoa, buddy.
I just want the center. I just want the role of the center and the power forward to mean something again. Make centers great again. Make centers and power forwards great again. Damn it! Come on, Bam. I love what you're doing in Miami. As a Miami guy, I love you. But, dude, you're like 6'8". I respect it because I
Okay.
played a short center for a long time.
Clint Capella.
No.
Who,
Clint Capella. I can
Enes
jump high and
Kanter?
catch lobs. Enes Kanter? Okay. Here's the thing about Enes Kanter. Oh my god, what am I talking about? Steven Adams.
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Those are my top 3 centers in the NBA today.
I think Clint Capella is slightly better than Aquaman, but that's just you.
Clint Capella. What does Clint Capella do? What does Clint Capella do?
Him and DeAndre Jordan are the Spider-Man.
Yes. Does that make them formidable foes?
I always forget the center's name for Dallas.
Oh god.
I have the Googles.
I know it's gonna come to me right when you find it too.
Yeah,
Something
it
with a D
is.
is like a D, right? D.
Yeah, it starts with the D. Boban.
Okay, first of all, Boban is a unicorn.
Dwight Powell.
There you go. I knew it was a D.
And Maxi Keeper.
Okay. like Boban. Just
Well,
because
okay. You're gonna say the same thing I'm thinking.
just because he's a giant and he's awesome. Like, he's super funny. He's super cool.
He died in John Wick the best way possible.
He's dad and John Wick. But I love Boban. Like, he's funny. He's fun to watch.
He just throws the ball in there for some reason. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's fun to watch somebody that size do something.
What about Andre Drummond?
Oh my God, I forgot. Okay, so maybe I can give you a 5. I love Andre Drummond, and I hope he comes to the Heat. I love Andre Drummond because he is that center that plays a very Detroit-style basketball. He sticks to a role and does very well at it. Because I swear to God, that man can get you 18 rebounds every single night with no problem.
Okay.
You don't need him to score.
What
It's not
about
scoring?
What about Kevin Looney with the Warriors?
Oh no. Oh no. He's like a small forward, body size.
What about my guy, Pacers? I will tell you his name because I know you don't know. Miles Turner.
Who watches the Pacers? They're up there with the Knicks.
Miles Turner puts up numbers.
Like, listen, Larry Bird, I love you. And what you're doing in Indiana, I'm happy that you're doing something in Indiana. Nobody watches the Pacers game. When the Pacers played the Heat in the bubble, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's the revival of the rivalry between Jimmy Butler and T.J. Warren," and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool." Oh, wait a minute, it's the Pacers. I don't
I
care.
watched some of the Pacers games. Malcolm Brogdon was a bucket.
I'm not saying I didn't, but I am saying that I was doing things while the game was playing in the back. I was listening more than I was watching,
What about
and that was a Heat game.
What about Montrezl? Those black names again. Montrezl Harrell.
You know
He could
what?
have just been. Listen, Montrez is already black enough, but you had to throw Montrezl.
She wanted to make him different, damn it. You go stand out, baby.
Montrezl Harrell and DeAndre Jordan are the same person to me.
Yeah. Don't bring up Karl Anthony Towns. Don't bring him up. Don't put him in this conversation.
What about Jackson Hayes?
He's got a couple more years.
What about Derek Favors?
I'm just being honest.
I see there is no pleasing you.
No, I gave you my list.
I don't even know who the center is for Orlando.
It's
What about Joel? There's no winning with you.
no. This is my problem with Joel. He is still way too immature, and he's been in the league long enough to realize that it's time to.
He's like 22.
So what? Look at Trae Young.
What about? Well, he has to because he's 5 foot nothing.
Yeah, but
And in this league,
5 foot nothing.
they were
putting
looking
up,
for an excuse.
5
to
foot
kick him
nothing,
out.
putting up those numbers, looking like a 19-year-old grandpa with his hairline receding like that.
I gotta get this joke off. My dad is 64 years old, and all my life I've loved Dragon Ball Z. I don't know how my dad knew this Dragon Ball Z character's name, but my dad called Trae Young Hercule.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, I'll never forget that joke. My pops, 64 years old, this man reads the newspaper every day. He told me that Trae Young looked like Hercule. And on that note, 3 Point Play Podcast.
Wait a minute, we got one more thing, and we are covering that right there.
Go ahead.
I don't care if we go over.
Go
We
ahead.
have one thing that's really important.
Go ahead.
The NBA has announced on December 22nd they will restart the league, and they're going to have 71 games.
Christmas.
Players are complaining that they don't have enough time to rest. You had like 4 months off in the regular season. What do you need time to rest? There's teams that didn't make the bubble that are going to have 285 days off. Yeah, I looked it up. 285 days off. They want to play. LeBron,
When you have,
get your ass out there and play.
when you make millions
Millions.
of dollars and 82 games, 71 games of the year, you have games, and then I don't know how many practices they have.
71 games.
I don't know
not
how
even
many.
82.
I don't know how many practices they have throughout the league, or with their private trainer. I'm just gonna talk from the millionaire side of this. Like, you just want a little time to splurge. You want a little time to go hit some strip clubs. You want a little time to buy a Ferrari and fly to Spain and.
Shut up.
You have 71 games to attend.
The money.
I don't care. You don't get into professional sports
The IG
for
models.
the money.
The IG models that want to blackmail me because they have sex tapes of mine.
You don't get in the league for that. That's been the thing forever. You get in the league because
Those are the perks.
they are the perks.
Michael Jordan said when he was a rookie, he knocked on the hotel door and he said they were doing the cigars and the cocaines and the
cocaine's off the strippers' booties.
I can only imagine if they had millions of dollars back then. They would have known.
Yeah, but to be fair, back then cocaine was like 3 cents. So
It was a quarter.
literally, it was a quarter per quarter.
That's funny.
No, but I mean,
I get it. I agree. I agree. You only play. First
like,
off,
so one of the comments that I saw that really pissed me off, it was LeBron and somebody else. I think it was like LeBron and like Josh Hart maybe. And I'm sorry if it's
Josh Hart does not have an opinion.
I'm sorry if it is Josh Hart and he didn't say that. My bad. But I know LeBron said it. He goes, "Fuck it, I'm gonna cherry pick the whole time, the first half of the season." Shut the fuck up. Like really?
LeBron James is worth $1 billion. He
And
does
I
what he
love
wants.
him. But like really? Are we really
Whatever. I do what I want.
like he should be fine then. Then he doesn't if you don't want to play, you're fine. That is your job.
He eats fines for breakfast.
Okay. But I'm not giving you the contract if you don't want to show up for half the games. That's stupid.
Agreed.
People will pay. People will kill to see you play. Like, what are you doing? He's just saying that to stay face. That's all he's doing.
I agree with you 100%, but I also have to sympathize with millionaires.
I ain't sympathizing with no one.
Because if I was a millionaire,
Look, you can give
cocaine,
me
weed, strippers' booties, infidelity, scandals,
hookers and blood.
all of that.
Hookers and blood. No, but
All the scandals.
I'm
I
not-
understand.
no, I'm not sympathizing because if I'm in the league, I'm in the league for the love of the game, and because I'm far
Why
superior.
can't you do both? Why can't you love basketball, play basketball, and also, you know what?
If you can pull a Dennis Rodman, by all means, pull a Dennis Rodman.
Thank you for proving my point. The Bulls were like, yo, Dennis Rodman needs 3 months to do cocaine and fuck hookers. And what did they do? Give it to him.
They're isolated incidents. No, they gave Dennis Rodman. They gave Dennis Rodman a night in Vegas, and they said,
He said,
"Make
said
sure
in my-
your ass is back."
He said in my 98 degrees voice. He said, "Give me just one night."
Oh my god! Well, guess what? Dennis
And that
Rodman.
night lasted forever.
Dennis Rodman brought his ass back and got you 28 rebounds the next night.
Give me
He's
just
still
one night.
Dennis Rodman came back, missed practice,
It's
started that game.
8:36. We gotta go play basketball, bro.
Started that. It's 8:36.
Yes.
Oh, we gotta go. Dennis
Okay.
Rodman came back, started that game, still had cocaine on his lip. We out.
Okay.
3-Point Play podcast, baby.
3-Point Play podcast. I gotta gather myself. Give me just one night. Okay.
Give this man just one night.
3-Point Play podcast. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Power Play Sports and Collectibles, located in the Boulevard Mall. Get your lanyards, your mugs, your jerseys, all your memorabilia. Versus Pro Wrestling, located in Boulevard
Get your
Mall.
autograph jerseys.
Get your wrestle on. Get your Big Show on. Name some current wrestlers because I don't know any.
I'm not entertaining this
Get your
bullshit.
Sting on. Do you like our podcast? Do you want to wear some of the same drip that we do? Visit storefrontier.com. And we're out.
Shout out to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Thoughts Count Anywhere show. They're having a giveaway this weekend. If you go to their website at www.thoughtscountanywhere.com, you can enter to win a Becky Lynch action figure from the WWE Ultimate Edition series. From their sponsor, Big Bang Toys. And if you just go on the website and sign up for the giveaway, listen on Saturday morning, and you might be picked.